Found this radish in the bottom of my refrigerator and it had just started to grow. So I decided to plant it and see what would happen. And what happened was it started to grow and grow and grow some more into ultimately a very happy looking radish. And then it died. Made me think, I've never thought that much about radishes before. Like sometimes my dad would stir them in a stir fry, but that was pretty much the only time I'd ever have them, and it was only on the occasion. So I don't know, I thought I'd kind of want to figure out what this radish thing is all about. And so the first place to go, I figured, was to the grocery store where my family mostly goes grocery shopping and where my dad must have bought those radishes. So here I am wearing my mask in the produce department, looking for where the radishes are. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on the side of the produce section. Yeah, that's like the fruit over there. The vegetables are usually along the side wall here, like all the lettuce and cucumbers and everything like that. Radish, nope, radish. Radishes. Let's keep looking past the cabbage, carrots. Oh wait, there they are. They're like mountains of carrots and these two little bags of radishes. But I'm gonna go ahead and get one of them. We'll see what I can find out about it from there. So it turns out that these particular radishes come from a company called Demise Produce, which has farms in Arizona and Michigan. And it had some tasty recipes on its website with radishes that I would never have thought to make. So I went to my friend who's a vegan and told her about my story, since vegans obviously eat a lot of vegetables.
I've been vegan for 5 years now, and I don't even eat radishes. I'm not even sure what they are.
So I decided to go on the internet and I found this global industry trends report that if I wanted to read the whole thing would have cost like $3,000. So instead I decided to go with Wikipedia and a very unscientific sample of my family and friends. If my vegan friend knew nothing about radishes, I felt like that was very curious. I was curious what my other friends and family members thought. So I designed this survey to find out, which basically on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is strongly agree and 10 is strongly disagree, how would you rate the sentence? I eat radish. I like radishes. Radishes are good in stir fry. And raw radishes are tasty. And on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is very likely and 10 is not very likely, how likely are you to recommend eating radishes to a friend? My data analyst brother-in-law informed me that 1 to 10 was too long of a scale, but then my friend in a PhD program who studies psychometrics or something like that said it was fine, so there you go. Take it or leave it. The interesting thing about the number results were it seemed like people either really liked radishes or they really didn't like radishes. I was very perplexed actually that 3 people who gave 10 out of 10 for like and eat and tasty raw had never actually had radishes in a stir fry. That was shocking to me. But otherwise, data was pretty consistent, either straight 10s or more like don't like it. Then I would just follow up with an open-ended, what do you have to say about radishes? My immunologist friend, who's also a gardener, said this year all her radishes looked like butts, but they still tasted like radishes. One respondent commented that they were red and white, quite patriotic actually, which is very American, United States so specific, because actually what I found on Wikipedia was that radishes come in different kinds. There's also daikon, or black radishes, but these are mostly eaten in Asia. And there's all kinds of things if you go to Asia. Many, just like the report from Global Industry Trends, actually most of the companies on it were Asian companies, except for Monsanto, which was number one. Side note there. An emergency room physician said their radishes are tasty, good pickled to add to a taco in Mexico. A retired mathematician. Radishes provide a nice color in salads and stir fry. Yep, that's my dad there with the stir fry. A lawyer, Harvard educated, said, I'm unlikely to make it, but if someone cooked it, I would gladly eat it. People who like the crunch. Best thing is the crunch. What I love is crunchy, yeah. Musician. I think they're fun because they're colorful. They remind me of my grandfather. That's nice. A food waste expert pointed out that radishes are often an example of aspirational purchasing, that you might buy but end up wasting it because you don't know how to cook it or what to cook it in. Kind of like, then it ends up like mine, like growing into a radish plant in the bottom of your refrigerator. The MBA student says, I give them almost no thought. I associate them with Korean food. Yeah, okay, see? Asian. They look better than they taste, and stir fry is probably one of the only ways I would seek them. Then you've got the jokester friend. If you're breaking quarantine to buy them, maybe you don't need them that much. That's kind of a good point. Probably death is not worth a radish. My pastor told me that radishes are part of God's good creation, meant for God's children to enjoy along with other types of food. Amen. And that is my documentary about radishes.